There is no topic where economics doesn't have some unique twist on the subject. I had the great fortune of growing up around a lot of elderly black people who had a lot of perspective on life and liked to share it. Integration was a topic that came out nearly every Sunday dinner. They would tell stories about what it felt like to drink at water fountains that were different, to go to war and come home and still have to go to a different restroom. I was raised by my grandmother mostly, and she taught in an all-black school. And in 1969, someone asked her to integrate an all-white school in Port Orange, Florida. And as she gets out of her car, there is a line of people that spit on her at her first day at the new job. Before Brown v. Board, we had black school districts, we had white school districts, and they were funded very, very differently. Then it should be unsurprising that we have racial differences in educational outcomes. Now we fast forward, and I was in an integrated high school. And even though the school was integrated, our social connections were very, very segregated. It's not like if you integrate a school, people just randomly make friends. That's not the world we live in. People have affinities for their own group. I wrote a paper that looked at segregation within friendship networks within a school. When black students get to roughly 12 to 15% of the population in a school, the social connections in that school become almost perfectly segregated. Now the question becomes, what does that actually impact? And so we correlate that with lots of different outcomes in that school, but it's not related to test scores, achievement, etc. It's not impacting outcomes. A lot of people are not seeing the racial mix that they want and concluding that that proves that we never made progress on integration in America. That's false. When it comes to resources, many black families didn't have access before segregation was illegal. Look at infant mortality. Black families had very different hospitals than white mothers gave birth in. And so thousands of black babies were killed because they didn't have access to clean water and other resources. If you don't have access to good hospitals, if you don't have access to great schools, then these are going to have tremendous effects on economic outcomes. Everyone deserves access to the same resources to reach their potential. No matter who you are, no matter what you look like, you get a chance to compete. If we have two schools that have the exact same resources, what the exact racial mix in those schools are is less of a concern to me. I believe that economics has real clarifying power on what types of integration are really, really helpful and what types are not as important.